But yeah, I think Conor McGregor comes back, but you can't be reliant upon him. So not that he's going to be on a prelim, right?
Conor is a guy that has fought injured. Conor is a guy that a fighter has fallen out and we slid in a stylistically bad matchup for him. He doesn't care. He literally will fight anybody.
Conor McGregor fuels comeback rumors as plans emerge for a historic fight card at the White House. Meanwhile, Chael Sonnen explains that while Conor McGregor has many skills inside the cage, none of them are truly unique. Other fighters can match his techniques. What makes Conor different is something outside fighting, and that single advantage separates him from everyone else in the sport.
Conor McGregor. What's he gonna do? What is Conor McGregor going to do? And the one chip that Conor holds, and it is the only chip that he holds that no other fighter has. And you got to understand it from that perspective. No matter how good you think Conor is at something, throw something at me. Throw something at me. A spinning wheel kick, great. Whatever that is. But however good he is at a spinning wheel kick, you could find another guy that's just as good at just as weird of a technique, right? Or we could make it something a little more simple, uppercut. Or we could make it a hook, or we could make it a double leg takedown, or we could make it a sweep from your bottom. We could find somebody else that could do all of those same things, can't we? What about who's fun at a press conference? We probably couldn't find somebody.
Sonnen then shifts the focus to McGregor's uncertainty. He explains that even Conor himself cannot be trusted as a source, because his answers change depending on who he is speaking to, making his plans, weight class, and comeback ideas difficult to take seriously.
The last person we can ask is him. The last person we can ask, hey Conor, what are you gonna do? Hey, what's old McGregor up to? The last person we can ask is him, because if he's standing closest to Dave Feldman, he says he's gonna bare knuckle box. If he's standing closest to Dana White, he says his home is in the octagon. Probably the right answer at both times. Probably given the right answer. But is it the accurate answer? Is it the correct answer? What weight is he going to fight at? I mean, some of the ideas have gotten a little bit silly. Conor McGregor to come back and fight for a title. Conor McGregor versus Islam. Like, some of these ideas are silly. It doesn't mean that they won't happen. You guys do things all the time that are deemed silly. You do things all the time.
As the conversation shifts to the White House card and its effect on future events, Jon Anik offers a realistic take on Conor McGregor's return. He believes Conor may fight again, but warns the UFC cannot build or rely entirely on him anymore.
I think so. I thought you were going to ask what happens to the card after the White House, because UFC 301 did pay the price a little bit, right? But yeah, I think Conor McGregor comes back, but you can't be reliant upon him. So not that he's going to be on a prelim, right? But you...
As the debate continues, Michael Bisping steps in to question the certainty around the fight. He points out how confident public statements can clash with reality, suggesting that just because something is declared done doesn't mean it truly benefits the fighters involved.
They both went on Fox Sports. Was it Fox News? And both said it's done. It's guaranteed.
Turning to potential matchups, Anik weighs in on Conor McGregor's return. He supports Conor and Michael Chandler appearing on the White House card, but feels the proposed fight lacks significance, suggesting other opponents would make for a more meaningful bout.
You just said that fight does nothing.
Well, I would love to see Conor McGregor back in the octagon, and Michael Chandler always dons the stars and stripes of the United States of America, so I think he deserves to have a place on the White House card. But that matchup, to me, it's not a bout of consequence for me in the lightweight division. They'll probably fight at 170. I just would rather see Conor fight Nate Diaz or Mauricio Rufy, or I don't know, somebody else.
Building on the conversation about Conor McGregor's potential fights, Dana White emphasizes why McGregor remains valuable beyond just matchups. He points out Conor's loyalty, commitment, and reliability as a fighter and business partner, qualities that set him apart in the sport.
Who's gonna stay in there, and who's gonna stay in the foxhole with me and fight this thing? And Conor McGregor has always been that guy, and people like your brother was he's owned. His daddy Dana won't let him fight and all that bullshit. But Conor's been a solid dude. He's been a good business partner is the way that I would put it.
I feel like there's a lot of fighters that are listening to this right now and taking some notes, because I'm not sure how many of them understand the business.
And I'm sure you know this in your life, and You know, it happens to everybody.
After highlighting Conor McGregor's commitment and value as a partner, Dana shifts to his own decision-making process. He explains how, despite advice against it, he makes important choices himself, relying on his team, but ultimately following what he feels is right.
I'd never done anything political before, you know, and everybody told me, do not do this. Don't do this. And then you have to make a decision yourself. You know, you got people around you, and, you know, Lene is our head of PR. I respect her very much, and she's brilliant, and she's great at what she does. And you know, that we'll be in situations, she'll come to me, this. I take what I feel is right or not, and I make my own decisions on stuff.
As speculation around Conor McGregor's return continues to build, Michael Chandler adds fuel to the fire. Appearing on a national New Year's Eve broadcast, Chandler hints at a potential showdown in an unprecedented setting, suggesting the long-talked-about matchup may finally be taking shape.
I will say it's going to be a big year. Number one, like you said, the UFC is now on Paramount Plus the entire year for the next multitude of years. And also, there's a rumor going around. We can't confirm nor deny, but it does sound like I might be handing Conor McGregor a good old-fashioned, passionate red, white, and blue butt whooping on the south lawn of the White House sometime this summer. And that's the plan. Let's go.
Chael shifts the discussion to what lies ahead for McGregor, noting that many comeback ideas are unrealistic. He believes that while Conor could return to MMA, try boxing, or retire, the most likely scenario is that he has already stepped away from fighting.
Is he going to fight Ed? I mean, some of the ideas have gotten a little bit silly. Conor McGregor to come back and fight for a title. Conor McGregor versus Islam. Like, some of these ideas are silly. It doesn't mean that they want to happen. You guys do things all the time that are deemed silly. You do things all the time that there's better options, other ways. I'm only suggesting for you that while I don't know, and it could be boxing in his future, and it could be MMA, and it could be the announcement of a retirement, and I think that that's the most likely of all three. I think that Conor McGregor retired the day that he announced he would not fight Michael Chandler. I remember where I personally was, as I was with my producer, Ryan Parsons, getting into a car in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and he turns the camera on right after the news had come to me through my device. He said, Chael, give me a reaction. And I remember saying, Conor McGregor will never fight again.
Sonnen explains his view that, while many consider Conor retired, he still enjoys fighting. The uncertainty around his return or exit continues to make him the sport's most compelling and talked about figure.
Conor McGregor is retired from MMA. That was my stance then. That is my stance now. But that's not what Conor's saying. Conor's still enjoying it. Conor's still enjoying the idea of being a fighter. And the fans and the media and the promoters have let him get away with it. But they're not for long. The gig will be up by this time next year. The official announcement of the return, or the official announcement of the exit. And there's no answer that's wrong, but it is the most compelling story of any story you could come up with in MMA. He's still the biggest draw.
Whether Conor McGregor returns to the octagon or not, his impact on MMA is undeniable. From captivating fans and media to his loyalty and business sense, Conor remains unmatched. Speculation about his next move, MMA, boxing, or retirement, fuels debate, but his star power, unpredictability, and influence make him the ultimate benchmark of a global MMA superstar. What do you think will happen next with Conor McGregor? Will he return to MMA, try boxing, or finally retire? Comment your prediction below.